I'm Katie. I'm from Illinois. I was born and raised in Illinois. I've lived here my whole life. And in 2016, I voted third party. But before that, every election that I was eligible to vote in, I voted Republican down the ticket. I've been a Republican voter my whole life up until 2016. In 2016, with my husband, we watched all of the primaries, we watched all of the debates, we watched everything leading up to the Republican primary. And when Donald Trump received the party nomination, we knew that we couldn't be voting Republican in the 2016 election. And our lack of support for Donald Trump has not changed in the past 4 years. What has changed is we've become parents. So we've had 2 kids. I was actually 2 months pregnant with our first child on election night in 2016. And being parents, we really think a lot about what we're teaching our children, the values we're instilling in our children, the way that we're raising our children. My husband and I were both raised in a Christian household, and we take those values really seriously, and those are the values we try to teach our children. But we believe Christian values are loving your neighbor. We believe that Christian values are caring for the oppressed and caring for the vulnerable, and not for bringing up hate and division. And I think Donald Trump is the candidate of hate and division. And not only that, he is dangerous. The way that he manipulates his voter base, the way that he uses religion, and he uses this pandemic, he uses social justice issues to manipulate his voter base, it's dangerous. Being a mom, we have a kiddo right now who's under the age of 1 still, and so this time of COVID-19 has been really scary for me, because obviously babies are just higher risk in general for illness, not even just for COVID, but just illness in general. And so looking at the way that Donald Trump handled a public health crisis was terrifying to me as a parent. And again, the lies that he's telling his voters. I've had so many uncomfortable conversations with people that I care about where I've had to say, please wear your mask, socially distance, take care of those around you, because I want to keep my kids safe. Donald Trump's lies are dangerous, and they're costing people their lives. And just in the past few months, I know social justice issues have really come to the forefront of the minds of a lot of Americans. And for me, when I look at the values that Donald Trump is teaching, I'm just disgusted and terrified. My husband and I are pretty big history nerds. We watch a lot of History Channel documentaries in our limited free time with 2 kids running around. And we've talked a lot about how history is repeating itself, how we are witnessing history's cycles just playing over and over again. And just the other day, Donald Trump announced that he's signing an executive order to promote patriotic education, calling it the 1776 Commission. And as soon as I heard that, I thought to myself, that sounds a lot like what Hitler did in 1933 Germany, when he signed an educational order that promoted teaching Germany first education and started the foundation of the Hitler Youth, and just all of these horrible things that they propagated through the education system. And I just think to myself, like, that's history repeating itself. And that is not the world I want to raise my kids in. I think back to when I was a kid in school in history class, and we learned about the Holocaust, we learned about civil rights, we learned about slavery. And I always remember thinking to myself, well, if I was alive during that time, I would have done something about it. I would have spoken up. I wouldn't have let it happen. And we are living in that time. That moment is right now in our world. And I need to be able to look at my kids in 5 years, in 10 years, in 15 years, and look them in the eye and tell them that I did something, that I didn't stay silent, that I didn't watch our nation decline into fascism and say, well, it's not directly affecting me, so I'm going to stay quiet about it. It's up to all of us to do something and to stand up for what is right. And that means standing against Donald Trump and voting him out in November. And so we are doing everything we can to support Joe Biden and to get Donald Trump out of office so that this country can be something that I feel safe and proud to raise my children in again.